everyone. In this video, we will be discussing about rheumatology. This is the mind map I have made, which you can use for quick revision. So let's get started. First of all, we'll divide it into three groups. One will be the lupus group, then the arthritis group, then the vasculitis group. So now, first of all, let's talk about the lupus group. Remember these immunofluorescence patterns. These are the common associated examples. With it, there can be other examples also. So first of all, the most common pattern is speckled. You can see the images side by side. It is associated with Sjogren's syndrome, anti-Ro or La antibodies. Second is the homogeneous, which is associated with anti-double-stranded DNA antibody, which is most commonly seen in SLE, this antibody. Then third one is the RIM pattern, which is anti-Smith, and it is most specific in SLE. Then we have the centromere pattern. It is seen in localized systemic sclerosis or the CREST syndrome. Then the nucleolar pattern is in anti-topoisomerase 1, which is seen in diffuse systemic sclerosis. So now let's talk about SLE in detail. Remember, this is one of the neat questions like antihistone antibodies. They are more specific in drug-induced lupus. Then second one is anti-ribosomal. These are associated with psychosis. Remember, it is more common in females. The ratio is 9:1. And now the joint involvement in SLE is non-erosive symmetrical polyarthritis, and nephropathy is also there. It shows full house phenomenon and Libman's endocarditis, and there is malar rash. Remember, it spares the nasolabial folds, and anti-Ro will cross the placenta and causes neonatal lupus. So these were the important points for SLE. Now let's talk about scleroderma. Remember, it is divided into two types. First one is the localized type. So in localized, the face will be involved or parts distal to the elbow will be involved, and it is known as CREST syndrome. In one of the previous year, the full form was asked. So remember, C is for calcinosis, R for Raynaud's, E for esophageal dysmotility, S for sclerodactyly, T for telangiectasia. So this is the CREST, and for distal, it will involve proximal to elbow and trunk will be involved. Remember, lungs, non-specific interstitial pneumonia is seen, and renal is RPGN is seen. Then we have Sjogren's syndrome. The most common symptom which with the patient will present will be the dry eyes or dry mouth. Remember, this is a previous year question. Anti-U3 small nuclear ribonucleoprotein. It has prognostic value in systemic sclerosis, and this one was asked like anti-U1 RNP is diagnostic of mixed connective tissue disorder. So this completes our lupus group. Now let's talk about arthritis group. So it has four parts. First of all, let's talk about rheumatoid arthritis. Now remember, the risk factor is HLA-DR4. In lung, you will see usual interstitial pneumonia. Remember, in most of the autoimmune disorders, non-specific interstitial pneumonia is seen, but in rheumatoid arthritis, UIP is seen. And in heart, most common mitral regurgitation can be seen, and in spine, most common atlantoaxial joint involvement is there. Cervical spine is involved. Then this is one of the previous year INI-CET question like Felty syndrome. So it is rheumatoid arthritis with splenomegaly, and anemia and neutropenia can be seen. Now it is often asked in the form of an image-based question like swan neck is flexion of distal interphalangeal joint, and Botanier deformity is flexion of proximal interphalangeal joint. You can see the images and can remember with the mnemonic like swan dips in water. So DIP is associated with swan neck deformity, and Botaniers is associated with proximal like P, and you can make a B with that. So B and P are associated. So you can remember it in this way. Now remember what is RA factor. So RA factor is IgM type, antibody against Fc portion of IgG. It is sensitive, and this is anti-CCP antibodies are most specific for diagnosis. Now let's talk about spondyloarthropathies. In this, RA factor will be negative and HLA-B27 association will be present. Now for ankylosing spondylitis, Schauber's test, when it is less than 5 cm, it is positive. So how it is done is, like at the level of sacral dimple or L5, you mark 2 points. One is 5 cm above and 10 cm below, and ask the patient to bend, and then you measure the distance. If it is less than 5 cm, then it is a positive test, and anterior uveitis can be associated with ankylosing spondylitis. Now we have psoriatic arthritis. So most common is guttate variety, and most commonly oncholysis is seen, and it is basically a symmetric polyarthritis. Then IBD associated arthropathy can be there, like for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, and here it will be asymmetrical polyarthritis. Then we have reactive arthritis. It is like after infection it will be seen. So in urban areas you can suspect Salmonella typhi. In females you can suspect chlamydia, and travelers you can suspect Shigella, and here it also will be asymmetric polyarthritis. So these were the spondyloarthropathies. Now crystal induced can be gout or pseudo gout. This birefringent question was asked in previous year. So remember, for gout, monosodium urate crystals will be there. A typical history of first MTP involvement, like a first thumb of the foot will be involved. So history will be given, and needle shaped crystals are there, and they are negative birefringent. And on X-ray you can see a martel hook sign. You can see the image for that. In pseudogout, calcium pyrophosphate dihydrate crystals, and oligoarthritis is there, like knee, hip or shoulder will be involved, and rhomboid shaped crystals will be there, and it is positive birefringent. And Charcot joints are neuropathic basically, so they can be associated with neurosyphilis, diabetes, leprosy or amyloidosis. So this completes our arthritis group. Now we are left with the vasculitis group. I have covered vasculitis in one of the previous videos, so the link is in the description box. So this completes our rheumatology revision. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, share and subscribe, and you can join my Telegram channel for more updates.